Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru. And y'all know I love helping the sister friends align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. How are you this evening? Greetings, greetings. Y'all know I'm on a sprint. I know I'm late. Oh my God, it's after 9 o'clock. Okay, but I'm committed. I am committed. So, how are you all today? I hope that your week is starting off nicely. Yeah, I'll be getting out the weekly wisdom tomorrow. Where's tomorrow? Where's tomorrow? Tomorrow's that way. So, I'll see y'all in tomorrow with the weekly wisdom. I give you my word. You have my word on it. What I wanted to do, and I need to pull up her chart, is look at Jada Pinkett Smith's chart. We've been talking about Will Smith, and really the reason I want to talk about this. Hey, Eileen, I was wondering when I saw that I had a notification of someone made a comment if it was you, and of course it is. How are you, Queen? But yeah, I was looking at Jada Pinkett Smith's. Let me see here. I misspelled her name, and that makes me crazy. That makes me crazy. We were talking about Will Smith, and okay, I love that, Eileen. I love that. And so, yeah, it's kind of curious, like looking at people who are celebrities or public figures, what's going on in their chart, because it helps you to understand what's possible in your chart. Eileen, let me know, do I sound okay? Because I don't have my headset on. I have my wireless mic on. And so I don't really know how I sound, which is why I use the one with the headset typically. But it looks like it's working just fine. Yeah, I apologize for not having these charts up first, because that's wasting time. But don't leave. I want y'all to stay, especially to the hashtag replay queens. How are y'all? Let's look at her progress chart. I'm curious about that. What is going on with Jada's progress chart? And again, the progress chart is essentially like about how you're evolving. And yeah, we're going to start with just a progress chart, and because I'm not going to stay on super late. Let me see here. Back to chart selection. I need to put on here the north node, the south node. And I guess I could have shown y'all what I was doing, because that would help you learn astrology too. Oh, thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, let's start with this one right here. Share screen. Okay. Share my window. And voila. Okay. Oh, I didn't. So in astro.com, this is a very common website that people use. You have to go in and select how you want to look at this chart. People have so many different ways of looking at charts. I prefer to use ancient techniques more than anything, because they're easier. And they work like a charm. And so I have Jada's chart here. She's a rising sign, Aries. Moon and sun are in Virgo, and she is born at the new moon. And the reason I know she's born at the new moon is because her moon and her sun are right there together. And let's see here. So one thing about Jada is she is definitely a free spirit. She's very Sag. Sag is about freedom and exploration and wisdom. And Sag is the teacher. That's something else that she has going for her. Her Jupiter is in Sagittarius, which it is ruled by Jupiter. Sag is ruled by Jupiter. Something that she has that's similar to Will is she has planets close to her ascendant point. And so that means that it's going to tell us something about her qualities or how she looks. And she's very petite. So Jupiter didn't make her big. It's almost like the opposite. um, but she is very wise. And um, I'm not going to say Sag is necessarily progressive, although Sages are oftentimes forward thinkers. Let's see here. Okay, I was going to say she's got to have something that's like Aquarius that makes her uh progressive in the sense that she does things that are out of the box. And so here we have her over here in the 11th house, that where her Venus is, even her Lilith, they are in the signs of relationships in the 11th house. The 11th house is like um Aquarius, which means she will do things that are progressive and out of the box in terms of relationship. But Sag is more of like a visionary. Sag sees the vision. Aquarius probably is going to make the vision happen. I'm just being 100. Aquarius is probably going to do more about like rebelling and just going full out to make this thing happen. Let me see here. She has Jupiter and Neptune. They're both at 0 degrees. Oh, guess what? We're going to see something big take off for Jada, because when you have, let's say, for her, it's Jupiter conjunct Neptune. They're right there together. And this is in Sag. But let's say where it's happening now is Jupiter conjunct Neptune in Pisces. But when you have something in your chart and it happens at a different date, it may be even a different sign, it still activates that placement in your chart. So it's going to activate something in Jada's house, actually, and probably with her career. So we're going to see, this Jupiter Neptune conjunction, which I'm not going to talk much about because I talked about that last week for several videos. But it's really bringing its new beginnings, something new. It could be something regarding home and family because it's down here in the 4th house. It could be something regarding a healing of her emotions. Um, it could be something that has to do with her body, because Jupiter is the planet that rules her body. And so it's a Jupiter Neptune conjunction. So it's happening in Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter. So it can create some change with her body. Like maybe she discovers a cure for what's going on with her hair. I think it's alopecia. I can't remember everything, but something like that. So that's cool. I didn't notice that the other day. That's exciting. So that's going to definitely show us something about Jada. Let's see here. Hey Peg, how are you? Uh let's see here. Yes, Jada is Eileen's birthday twin. Yep, they have stelliums. That's how you spell it, Eileen. Yeah. Yes, Will has a stellium in Libra. She doesn't have a stellium here in Libra. They both have stelliums in Virgo, but it seems like a stellium is often looked at as 4 planets. Some people think 3. So Will might have 2. And she really only has 1, because this is not a planet, it's an asteroid. We don't count asteroids. She just has 2 planets. We don't count asteroids in stellium. She just has 2 planets in Libra. But they both have stelliums in Virgo, which is interesting because they're born in 2 different years or whatever. Um, and so let's see here. What else do I want to talk about, Jada? So let's talk about the stelliums. The fact that they both have stelliums, in a way, is sort of good, and in a way, it's sort of not good, because where they have stelliums in their chart, it truly brings a level of intensity around career and family, because Her stellium in Virgo is in the career house. His stellium in Virgo is in the house of, or in the house, yeah, that has to do with home and family. And that, I never thought about that until just right now. That brings a lot of intensity, because even though Virgo and Pisces are complementary, they are in opposition to one another. So sometimes the thing that balances you out is actually something that you don't like. You're very different from it. And so it creates this opposition. And it's an opposition of multiple planets, because it seems like he has four down here and she has four in hers. His MC is in a different house. Seems like his MC was in Libra and Aries. But yeah, so I can see why there's a lot going on with this couple. Um and if we just talk about the fact that they both have stelliums, it brings a lot of intensity. It's enough to have one person who has a stellium in your life. Like my husband has a stellium. People with stelliums are different. They don't march to the beat of everybody else's drum. And it's because they have a lot of energy. The way you can look at these planets, first of all, look at this as a room, and these planets are in the room, and they're all, giving off noise. They're all giving off sound, messages, information. And so somebody who has a stellium, like they hear that energy a lot. It makes them very driven. People with stelliums actually can be very imbalanced. And so what they have to do is they have to get balance in the opposite house. The thing with Will and Jada is, it would be one thing if she had a stellium in Virgo and he had one in Pisces, but they both have stelliums in Virgo. So it's like the Pisces piece. Well, you know what? The other thing too is, because I was wondering, why are they so successful in their careers in film? Well, the thing that you do is you drain your that stellium into the opposite house. So for them, the opposite house is Pisces. So, this is why both of them are so successful in the film industry, but it's still, they have opposite charts. We would just flip this chart, and that's Will's chart. So it's like, I can see how they balance each other out, how they sort of get one another. And at the same time, why there is so, like, it's hard for them to show up for each other. They're both probably hypercritical. I love the Virgos out there. It's no disrespect, but Virgos are hypercritical. I can tell you, a Virgo with just one planet in Virgo is a critical person. They're very picky. It's the nature of Virgo. Okay. Have a stellium in Virgo, you are ultra picky. So they probably nitpick each other to death, even though they sort of get it, because, they both have Virgo energies, but they probably nitpick each other to death. She probably nitpicks him about, I don't know, the career, and maybe he nitpicks her about the home, because his is in the fourth house and hers is in the 10th house. So that's very interesting. And something else, and then I look at the comments, something else that I thought was so interesting is, when you look at her house here that is about marriage, she has Saturn there. And a lot of people give Saturn such a bad rap about, Saturn doesn't wreck you in all ways. So if you're looking to have a long lasting marriage and relationship, a lot of times Saturn in the seventh house, you're going to be married for a long time. That's what I have. I have Saturn in the seventh house. And, people try to make it seem like, well, you're not going to be able to get married, because Saturn will starve a thing. But the good side of Saturn is it will bring longevity. And so the opposite house for her is Gemini. So if I didn't know her, if I didn't know whose chart this was, if I didn't know who she was married to, I would tell her, you might marry somebody who's a Gemini, and they might be a little bit older than you because that Saturn is there. And I would tell her, it's blessings or curses with your marriage. You could be married for a very long time. And the other thing that I thought about is it could be a very karmic relationship. And that's what I see here. She's married to a Gemini. He's a Gemini rising. He's a little bit older than her. They've been married for a long time. And maybe it is karmic. So let me see here. This Saturn is at and Saturn is opposition her ascendant. So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So Gemini Saturn, which Saturn actually is not super happy in Gemini. Gemini is young, youthful, let's have fun, information. We don't need to be going all that deep. Y'all quit acting like that. Let's just have a little bit of fun, small talk. Saturn is very serious and it's the older person and it likes to be slow and methodical. Everybody knows Gemini is moving and shaking and candlestick making, baby. Gemini is not trying to be sitting down all day. Gemini is about moving and taking trips and stuff like that. And so I'm going to move it down so y'all can see this better. And so Saturn and Gemini is not I think that's why Jada might be a little bit super serious. I mean, she got Virgo energy too, so that makes her like Virgo is sober energy, y'all. Come on, let's just be real. Virgos can have fun because they're ruled by Mercury, but Virgos they can be sort of sober too. But I think that might lend her to be a little bit sober, but I bet she makes like a very good business partner because of that Saturn being there. She's a boss. Okay, so Gemini, and then let me see here, Gemini, Taurus, Leo. The Saturn also has Leo energy on it. And then it's Gemini, Leo. So this actually does have the energy of being somebody who could be like a consultant, a business exec, because this can speak to career too, and a consultant or a business exec who works in something creatively or inspires people. Now, this Saturn is also opposition. It's at 6 degrees of Gemini, so it's opposition these points in her body. So, what does Saturn do? It drains things. It how do I describe it? It can even mess with the bones. I don't know if she has something with the bones, but I've been trying to figure out what's going on with her hair. So I don't know if Saturn oppositioning her body and that's how it's manifesting, with her having issues with hair growth. And the other thing about her hair is I see, Leo rules the hair. And she has the South Node in Leo, and the South Node will drain. So maybe in another lifetime, because the South Node speaks to another lifetime. She may have had a lot of hair, and maybe she was like too attached to her hair or something, or whatever happened with her hair in that other lifetime. It made her say, "I'm coming back in this lifetime with no hair or problems growing the hair." Could be something very, very karmic. The sun is in Virgo. I could see why she's so slender because Jupiter is actually a really huge planet. Sometimes people who are Jupiterian, they are huge. So the fact that she is so petite is interesting. But what I will say is her moon, sun, and Virgo her moon, sun, and Mercury being in Virgo, that lends her to this very petite, slim body that she has. So I think that's interesting. And another thing that I think is important to talk about with Will Smith as her husband is the planet that rules Gemini is Mercury. So that tells me, okay, well, let me go find where's Mercury. Let me see what Mercury is doing. Well, Mercury's up here in Virgo, and that is a very good place for that is a very good place for Mercury. Mercury is considered to be exalted in Virgo. And this husband is in the 10th house. And so if I didn't know whose chart this was, I would be like your husband, either you may meet your husband at work, your husband will be very pivotal in your career. And so interesting that he is. And they both, even though his chart was the majority of his planets were at the bottom, which speaks to this depth that Will has. And it's like all this personal development Will needs to do. Because in her chart, he's above the horizon. That is what makes both of them just stars and stand out quite a bit. And let's see here. Okay, let me see what y'all saying about them. What are y'all saying here? Multiple planets in one house. 4 planets or more, Eileen, is typically what people consider to be a stellium. 3 planets is respectable. I have 3 planets in Taurus. It makes me very Taurus-like. So, and it's 3 planets that are personal. It really doesn't matter, but if you have anything from the sun or the moon, the sun up to Saturn, any of those 3, a combination of those 3 in one house, it will make you very yeah, it'll make you very much like that sign. I'm very Taurus like. Um but a stellium mostly I hear is 4 planets. That will make you hyper focus. It's a special mission in life. Now, something else that I see here too is Saturn is square Mercury. So the ruler of the 7th house is squared by the planet that's there. That's difficult. That is difficult because Saturn is harsh. Saturn is get real. And like I would think maybe it's something with her dad is influencing her marriage, maybe creating problems in her marriage. You know, like we have subconscious things going on that we learn from our parents. Or another thing is it's a clash. It's she and her partner have clashes of some sort. Now, these can be the kind that inspire people to, really make some positive change. But it does, a square is like Mars energy. It's like Harakahuti Ogun energy. And you can use that energy. What we teach in the Metanetta is use that energy to be very successful. But you don't want that energy in the home. Her moon is sort of squared too by this Saturn. Her moon is squared by the Saturn. And so, yeah, I wonder what happened with her dad. Her dad is very significant for her. Her mom is very significant because I say the mom is in the 4th house. And so if I want to know where the mom is, then I need to look at where's Jupiter, and Jupiter is in the 1st house. So she's very aligned with her mom. The dad actually is Virgo, and we have Mercury in Virgo. So, I don't know. I would want to know. There's a part of me that feels like maybe there was something very beneficial that she got from her dad. And but by the same token, Saturn square the dad is something there. It's definitely something there. Let me see here. What else did y'all say? Yes, y'all are hypercritical. That Virgos don't mean to be hypercritical. It's their job. That's what Virgos do. And so, they have to learn maybe when to not, like, don't say everything. You can think it. But somebody with a stellium in Virgo, and I could tell you the other thing you want to look at is her moon. The moon could be her mom. And the one thing I will say about her moon is this is Virgo is a very critical moon, and her moon rules the 8th house. I don't know the full story, but I do remember there were issues with Jada's mom that I see as you can see there could be some issues with the mom. Maybe even though I know she's a free spirited mom, she might be a little bit critical. She got a little bit of critical stuff in her, but she'll make you better. You'll be soaring if you work with her. Eileen said Peg is lucky to have a Virgo husband. Yes, I love it. Yes, Virgo is very logical. She has alopecia, but I think it's an autoimmune issue. Autoimmune issue. Okay, so yeah, I can see that. She has the ruler of her 4th house is Pisces. I mean Jupiter, which rules Pisces, and that is in the 4th house. And so Pisces is like one of those kinds of things where it's like you can't really see what's going on with the person. So I don't really know. Y'all know I told you I'm not really into medical astrology, but you know, it's I do know that that's something that's true. So I don't really know where you find autoimmune disorders, but I think about things that are unseen. Um, yeah, that's Pisces, and that the ruler of Pisces is in the 1st house of the body. And another thing is Neptune is conjunct the body. And so, Neptune conjunct this ascendant could be that could be creating something off in her hormones or something like that. I don't really know how autoimmune disorders start, to be honest with you, but it seems like it's hard to diagnose, which is very Pisces Neptune like. It's hard to diagnose, and you look so well and nobody really knows, but you feel like crap. And it's like invisible illness. It's really, really challenging from what I've heard. Okay, so let me see here. What else do I want to talk about? So what does she want in a relationship? Well, her moon in Virgo, she definitely wants a smart man, which I think Will Smith is smart. She wants someone who's Virgo like, someone who is well, no, let's talk about what her needs are. Virgo needs order, needs like a plan. Virgo wants to be making progress using like a to-do list. This is very helpful for Jada. Is like to know and have some things to check out, off, order. So I don't know if Will Smith is messy or not, but if he's messy, that would that would tick her off. She would not like that at all. Um, Virgo, healthy, like Virgos need things to be like, can we have healthy things going on? Virgo is also very healing. And so maybe she has a lot of plants or she wants to get out into nature. And I do know he's more of like the daredevil and she likes homey type things. Like I remember when I first brought them back onto my radar, uh, they would talk about how one Christmas they'll, or maybe part of like Christmas time, they spend it like Jada. And Jada wants, like what Jada wants. And she wanted to sit around with the ugly sweaters on and, around the kitchen table as a family and, drinking nice beverages and just really bonding. Will was like so bored. And then when it was his time to choose, they're doing something like crazy adventurous. They kind of remind me of my husband and myself because a lot of times I'm like, you're doing too much. I just want to go lay down in my bed. I just want to sit and read a book. I don't want to be doing all this stuff. So this groundedness, she needs things to be grounded for her. So that's emotionally something that's very important. Her Venus is in Libra. Now, Will Smith's Venus is in Libra, so I think that's really interesting. So, what does she want in relationships? Contract, baby. I personally don't know if they have golden handcuffs or if they just really about this agreement, because both of them want the agreement. They both they having this arrangement is important. She likes things to be appropriate. And see, she's a new Venus in Libra. He's leaving Venus in Libra, about to go to Venus in Scorpio in his next lifetime. And so, she's learning, maybe she's newer at relationships, or she's fresher. I'm going to use that word. She's fresher. And Will is like, with his being at 29 degrees of Venus, like they're still in the same room. They may not be communicating much though. So he's like learned the lessons of Venus, of Libra, and now his Venus is going to be moving into Scorpio, and he's got to finish up the lesson. So maybe that's why he's with Jada. I never thought about that. Maybe because before you can get that Venus to 0 degrees Scorpio, you're going to have to finish up the lessons of Venus and Libra. So maybe that's why I said the relationship is a little karmic. So maybe that's why Jada is why we see so much going on with their relationship, why it's jam-packed. And another thing that I think is interesting is her Lilith, which we talked about. If ever there's a point of like you want to know wounding that helps you to step into your power, it's Lilith, which is conjunct Uranus. And so, yeah, she's very Aquarius like, y'all. She's got this energy of Aquarius about relationships. So having that, even though that's not her relationship house, her relationship planet is in that house with that Uranus, with that Lilith. And so it's going to make her, and in the 11th house, it's going to make her have a different kind of relationship. And Will's is in the 5th house. I think Will might be a little bit more lovey-lovey, huggy-huggy, touchy-touchy. Like she has no planets in water. She has no planets in water. She is air and fire and earth. And none of that is like huggy, huggy, touchy, touchy. Where I know Will's moon is in Scorpio, and his Venus is in the 5th house of Libra in his chart. And so the 5th house is like being a Leo. Leos are very affectionate. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me see what y'all saying. Oh, Ashley is here. Hey, Ashley. Yes. Hi, Ashley. Yes, he is more than huggy, I can tell. Yeah. Will is probably way more huggy. Yeah. And so, one thing I'll tell y'all is if I see somebody like Will Smith, especially if it's a man, I'll tell them, you need to make sure you get a woman who wants to hug you, because you need that kind of thing. Like I need it. And my husband has had to train himself because he is not huggy, romantic, none of that. And he was like, it's a need for her. She needs this. And so you need to find somebody who's either willing to be huggy, or find someone who's naturally huggy. Because, yeah, he might be a little bit starved for hugs, affection. I'll put it that way. Okay, down here, I think is so interesting. Mars in Aquarius. She's a rebel. Oh, let me tell y'all, this is the other thing that I saw about her chart that I thought was so fascinating. Like, no question, I can see her being into film, but those red table talks, that's even more so in her chart. I bet she will continue to thrive at those red table talks. And that's because she has down here in her 3rd house First of all, her North Node is in her third house. So the North Node is like, a purpose. And then she has Mars conjunct. She got a lot of conjunctions in her chart. This makes her very much like a Leo because the conjunction is like the sun. It makes her like a star, brilliant, which is what she is. She's a celebrity in terms of like film. And so this North Node tells you what is your purpose, and it's conjunct Mars. So Mars is about passion and drive. It's also a sign that is like it's gonna it's a leader. It's gonna be on the go, cutting edge, doing things that are on the cutting edge. It's in Aquarius, which means that it's in the house of the mind. So she thinks outside the box twofold because she's a Sag rising, and she is an Aquarius, and she has Mars and the North Node there. The third house is about having a small group where we're sitting around and talking. So, like, if you have energy in your third house, or the third house ruler is rather prominent, which for her it is, the third house ruler is in the seventh house. So, the seventh house is someplace where you can really get some stuff done. Um, then you might do best doing workshops and working with small groups of people. And Aquarius is about broadcasting things. So that's why we see her red table being broadcasted on the internet. And it might be why she didn't get started right away, because she was destined to launch her show on the internet. Um, and so, yeah, I could see her really, like, it's no question to me. She's just really good at the red table talks is definitely something she should do. I do think it's interesting that her Chiron is in Aries. I'm pretty sure Will's is not there. I can't remember where his Chiron is, but I remember him having planets in that house of, maybe his Chiron is in Libra, in the house of children, this fifth house. So it's just really interesting. Or maybe she had a rough childhood. That's something else I might would say is she had a rough childhood. Um, Maybe it was violent. But now she's using that energy because she's more mature. As we get later in life, we can turn that Chiron around and make it work for us in being a healer. And so, she's bringing healing to the red table talks. I mean, it's just so interesting that she calls them the red table talks, and Mars is there. Mars is the red planet. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. This is like so cool. And another thing is Mars rules the 12th house. And what is the 12th house? 12th house is about digging deeper. It's in Scorpio, digging deeper into the subconscious mind and having those piercing, deep conversations. Maybe some of it is based on research, bring therapeutic. This is something that I could see. And of course, she's a thought leader because of this Jupiter being here. So I would say she's very driven. Sagittarius, I love you. It's no disrespect, but Sag is a little bit of know-it-all energy. So I could see how her and Will bump, because here he is, this Gemini, who's just talking, or whatever. And we got Jada, who's like, I know what's best for you and the whole wide world. Like, stop talking. But Gemini and Sag, they balance each other out. And when people allow that, it's a very beautiful thing. My husband is Scorpio. No, my husband is I'm a Scorpio rising. What is it? Something about me and my husband. Oh yeah, I'm a Scorpio rising and he's an Aquarius. And so it's like things really bump. And then my moon is in Taurus and he's just Scorpio. Like, he got everything in Scorpio. And if we allow ourselves to let one, like, whatever he's good at, I will say, okay, I'm going to learn from you, and vice versa. He will learn from me. If we'll allow that, then it's a beautiful thing. But there have been times when, especially earlier in our marriage, it was just like this tug of war. Chiron is in Aries. Okay. Yes, his is in Aries too. Okay. I thought so, but then I was like, they were born at different times. So I don't know. Like, okay, let's see. His Chiron is in Aries. Oh, Chiron in Aries. Yes, Chiron. Maybe I'm thinking nodes. Yes, 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 yes. I'm not Chiron. Chiron doesn't move super fast. I think Chiron stays in the sign for like 7 to 9 years, something like that. Ashley is a Sag. We know it alls for sure. It's no disrespect. She got the energy of Virgo and Sag. She is hardcore, honey. Eileen, yes, Jada, we know what's best for the whole world. Oh, yes, Jada, we know what's best for the Let's see what she's doing in her chart now. Oh, you want me to tell y'all something? I really hadn't paid too much attention to Will and Jada. I love his movies, but I don't really keep up with their life too much until when she showed up in the Red Table Talks. And I was like, that's Jada. Like, she just looks so different to me. And I said, Jada looked like a Capricorn because she sort of looks like she looks different from when she was younger, but she doesn't look like she's aging. And so, a pro tip about Capricorns is Capricorns look younger the older they get. It's just because Capricorn is a sign of maturity. And that's when Capricorns are the best in life, is when they're older. And so, a lot of times you'll see people who look older when they're younger, even though they have a youthful look, but it's just like they just look like an old soul compared to their peers. And then you see them when they're like 45 and 50 and 60. You're like, how are you getting younger? I have a friend, Cassandra. She did that. Like, she looked young back in the day when we were all at African dance. And once I started learning about astrology, one day I found a picture of her in a newspaper. She used to be a reporter here. And I was like, wait a minute. Why does today this is like 20 years later. Why does she look the same or maybe better? I was like, girl, are you a Capricorn? She was like, yeah, I'm a Capricorn. Okay, so she's a Capricorn rising. She's the boss. She is, let me tell y'all, she did not need defending. That's for sure. She has very masculine energy. Virgo is feminine. But Virgo is more of like, let's fix it. It's a fixer type of energy. But yeah, so seeing her that she's a Capricorn rising in her progress chart, very mature. And I'm glad to watch this because I'll be a Capricorn rising soon. I'm a Sag rising in my progress chart, and I've been wondering what is it going to be like. So if I'm going to look younger, like Jada looks younger, but she's missing something in the body, so she's having this issue with the hair and the autoimmune disease. So her moon is at 26 degrees of Cancer. I honestly believe Jada is getting ready to go into a little bit of a healing period. That moon in about 4 months is going to be in a new sign. And so when a moon is going from water to fire, it's called Gandanta, or a planet. When it's going from water to fire, it's very karmic. And so I believe that we are gonna see something begin to shift with her. Her moon being here in Cancer, you know, it brings up a lot of topics of relationships for her. And going back to this chart, Saturn is what you're here to master. She is here to master relationships. So it just kind of goes back to this theme of there's a reason that she and Will are together. It's more than just they met, they've been married for a long time. It might be harder to get divorced than to stay married. It is karmic. It is very karmic because this planet is karmic. So she's here to master relationships, and her moon being here in her progress chart for the last 2.5 years, it's been some type of focus on relationships, partnerships, maybe having more balance in her life. Now in this chart, she has water. Her moon and her sun are watery. And so, but her in about 4 months' time, that moon is going over into the eighth house. And so that's going to be real interesting for her. That's going to be really, really interesting. Um, yeah, I think it's going to really kick off a deep time of healing. So maybe they go into some type of therapy together, or they start going in that direction in some kind of way. Her sun is in Scorpio. So again, this is the progressed sun, and it's conjunct her career point. So this is why she's sitting down at this table. See, Scorpio is like, all right, tell me all your dirt. Let's talk about this. Let's go on ahead and just put it all out on the table. Bring up your deepest, darkest secrets. And so, yeah. And then she has all these planets in the 12th house, although they are opposition Saturn. So definitely it's something about Jada needing that. She really needs to work on balance. And there might be something that she definitely needs to be working on in her subconscious mind. Um, but it makes her want to do things that are about digging deep and going into, she's bringing healing conversations about very difficult and challenging topics, and like maybe trying to bring an expansive view or something like that. So yeah, I never think I'm going to stay on this long, and then I stay on forever because I'm obsessed with astrology and I love talking to you all. Um, so yeah, very fascinating. Very fascinating. I hope that y'all have learned something, and I want you to see the potential that's in your chart. If you have a question about her chart, let me know. I would love to see them in the comments now so I can go on ahead and answer it. Any questions, it could be a really basic astrological question where you're just trying to establish your foundation, or you might want to ask me. If you ask me something about an advanced topic, I have to let you know, do I know about that topic or not? So the other thing I wanted to do with you all, hey Sandy. Glad you're here. Yeah, it's really interesting what we're seeing here with Will and Jada. Teach on, we love it too. Good, Eileen. So I want to do something with you all that I found the other day. I did it with my the SAI sisters the other night. I need to raise my desk. Why am I not raising it? Oh, here we go. Oh, good. Okay. I'm glad y'all love hearing astrology. Okay. So, what I want y'all to do is I want you to take, this is there, right? I want you to take your left hand and I want you to put it here on your heart. What we're going to do is we're going to connect our chakras using a spiral and also using the healing energy of our hands. Oh, good. Glad y'all love it. Thank you, Eileen. I know I need to probably get rid of it, but I love the color, so it stays. So take your left hand and put it here on your heart, okay? And you're going to take your right hand and lay it right here at that hand. So we're connecting the energy, the healing energy of our hands, and we're going to work on our chakras, okay? So What I want you to do is I want you just to leave that left hand here. Bring your right hand down to your solar plexus chakra. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to go to the throat chakra. Take your right hand, bring it up around the side of your body to your throat chakra. And we're leaving this hand here on our heart chakra. And we're just pulling it across. Just pull it across. Good. You can even put it there and just hold it there. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. One more. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand down to our second chakra and just hold it there for a minute. And when you get ready, I want you to make a spiral right here. Let's start over here on the right side. Just make a spiral. Can you see me? Yeah. Make a spiral so y'all can see. Make a spiral here in the middle. And make a spiral over here on the left. Very good. All righty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to our 7th chakra. I want you to bring your right hand up over the top of your head. And you're just going to go around and around and around. Okay. I'm going to lean in. And you can go up super high if you want to. Around and around and around and around and around. Spiraling that 7th chakra energy. Very good. I'm going to kind of come down so y'all can see me. Spiral it. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come down to my rebounder is right here. Oh, I can come over here. We're going to come down to our root chakra. Okay. And let's just make some figure 8s down there. Okay. Make some figure 8s. Good. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring our right hand up and over to our what chakra is this? Yeah, 6th chakra. Okay. And let's just even make some figure 8s there. Very good. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale. And a long, slow, deep breath out. Exhale. Let's do one more. Take a deep breath in. And a long, slow, deep breath out. When you're ready, I want you to feel the energy cords being cut from your body. See a golden white column of light coming down over your body. And just imagine all the cords are being cut. And you see all of your energy being sealed into your body. And once all cords have been cut, feel a golden light bubble of light take over your body and contain it, containing all of your energy. You can put whatever color you want, but such as pink or blue. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hand from the back of our neck up over to our mouth, and we're going to lock it in. Bring it up and over and lock it in. And then we're going to bring our hands up the front of our body. You don't even have to touch to the front. You bring it up the front of the body, lock it in. And I want you to take your fingers to your forehead like that. You push in and up, okay, in and up. and you push your fingers into your navel, in and up. It doesn't have to be hard. And we're going to take 5 deep breaths, just holding this. We're working on our meridians right now. So inhale and exhale. Just hold it in and up at the forehead as well as at the navel. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, or maybe let's do 2 more. I can't remember, lost count. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. How was that for y'all? Man, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm just sleepy now. Yeah, I'm just sleepy. So thank y'all so much for being here this evening. I hope that, well, y'all did say y'all enjoyed it. So I'm glad that you all enjoyed it. It's so nice seeing all the SAI ladies here in the chat. I appreciate you all. I love you all. I love everybody. And yes, tomorrow I'll probably see if I can come live with Dr. Reliable Jewel. We're supposed to be going live tomorrow, but yeah, you'll see the notification. I'm glad it was relaxing. Good. That's how I feel right now. I feel like restored. It's the beauty of working on the meridians, y'all. I do that infinity exercise every day. It makes me feel empowered and ready for whatever. I get energy from it. I'm ready to dance. Yes, Eileen. I don't know what it is about this energy work other than this is what our energy responds to. It's beautiful. But yeah, y'all will see me again tomorrow. Hopefully, my hope is to try to get it where I schedule all these out in advance and y'all can see when I'm coming on and I'm not just like bloop, surprising y'all. Ladies, we do have a meeting this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope y'all can make it. All righty, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. This was so much fun. I love y'all. I look forward to connecting with you all. I always feel so nourished and satisfied. You know why? Because y'all goddesses rock. All right. Y'all all that. And a bag of chips. All right. So love, love, love you all so very much. I appreciate you and see you tomorrow sometime.